Hello everyone. Today we'll be seeing about our research topic on towards stealing deep neural networks on mobile devices. So this is the outline which we are going to discuss about our research, and this is now coming to the introduction. Nowadays, the usage of deep neural network models has been increasing, and due to this, like there were several problems which have been occurring by using these DNN models heavily in cloud as well as in mobile devices. So if you see, like compared to the traditional cloud-based DNN services, like we have also the on-device DNN, nothing but deploying these DNN models in the mobile applications. So the main advantage of that was we get the immediate responses without any like lack of a network or availability of bandwidth. So it does not depends on that, and also like we can also resolve several security issues, like because the information shared by the user will be secured in their own device itself instead of sending it to some untrusted communication channels or cloud servers where there is a chance of high like where there is a chance of the information gets exposed when any attack has been occurred when an attack occurs. So so due to this, like deploying these DNN models on mobile devices basically has become one of the most important research topic, instead of using the deploying the models on the cloud servers. So basically even deploying these DNN models in cloud or in mobile devices introduces some new attack vectors on the models. So some of the previous studies states that the DNN models which are deployed on the cloud are prone to model stealing attacks in the cloud setting, like where the attackers can steal the DNN models accurately up to the same accuracy which the original model gives, nothing but the victim model gives. So due to this, like there is a high chance, like with the increase in usage of these DNN models, like the model stealing attacks have been conducted in recent years, and the attacker can exactly steal the victim model by querying or by running some other methodologies which are present. So such like this attack would be a very serious attack, because deploying these machine learning models, as you all know, like it takes a lot of time to train the models, and it's also like training the model from scratch is costly and time consuming. So these are some of the so that's why stealing these DNN models has become one of the serious security threat to many of the machine learning models today. So so with this, like we have found, like previously in some of the most of the studies, like stealing these DNN models has become an easy thing for the attackers in which are deployed where the models were deployed in the cloud setting. So so that's why, like we have thought of developing like deploying these DNN models in a mobile application and try like whether we can perform the model stealing or not. Basically we have several open source deep learning frameworks like the TensorFlow, PyTorch and Keras, where these provide several models in the form of TensorFlow Lite and the PyTorch Mobile, which can be easily integrated in a mobile application. So like the well-trained DNN model can be easily deployed in our mobile application. So with the increasing computing power and the recent advance of the lightweight neural networks, so these DNNs have been increasingly deployed on mobile computing devices. So if we compare deploying these DNN models in the mobile devices to the cloud DNN services, so the cloud-based DNN services, the on-device DNN can provide like immediate responses without any lack of bandwidth and network availability, and also boost the security and privacy for the user's data. So that's why, like we have come up with an implementation of deploying these DNN models in mobile devices, and how to like and stealing and perform model stealing of these models on which are deployed on mobile devices. So here you can see some of the related works, like which shows them like some of the previous studies where they have deployed several DNN models on the cloud-based settings, and how they have performed extraction of these models like which is nothing but the model stealing part on the cloud. So they have followed several ES attacks, which is nothing but the extraction attacks and other attacks like the maze and the copycat CNN, as well as the knockoff nets attacks. So there are a lot of attacks like which have been previously used in order to steal these machine learning models from the cloud. So if you observe, like these are some of the previous studies which we have, and even there are other more studies as well, where they have some good accuracy of model stealing, like of stealing the models which are deployed in the cloud. Uh, so coming to our proposed methodology, like as you can see, the figure one shows how our model stealing approach works on mobile devices. So basically, if you see, like at first, like the victim training data and the labels, like we have a victim DNN model which is trained with some of the data, and we have the labels for the data as well. So this victim DNN model nothing but which gets converted to like TensorFlow-like format, which can be easily deployed in a mobile application. So like once a mobile application is ready, like the attacker can generate can follow certain steps in order to perform model stealing. So this is how these models, like the models can be stolen from the mobile devices, is our main proposed methodology, and how the attacker can try, like can perform different steps, different or extract the models in different stages is shown in our approach. So this is how, like the attacker first generates the synthetic data, and then this synthetic data gets passed to the mobile device, and the attacker performs predictions on the synthetic data and gets some labels of that. So using this data, he trains the stolen model, like he trains the model, DNN model, and then he can check whether the model which he has stolen has an accuracy to the original model or not. So there are there are various steps which we have followed in order to perform this model stealing. So here in our approach, like previously, like in a lot of other research, like they have used like several face recognition and the object detection images. So in our approach, like we are gonna use like the MNIST CIFAR10 and the ImageNet datasets, which were usually trained on the LeanNet 5, ResNet 18, and the MobileNet V2 models. So basically, the reason why we have chosen these datasets are like basically these three datasets are of different sizes, like from 28 to 28 to 28 pixels to 32, and from 224. So that's the reason, like we tried like testing these datasets, performing model scaling on these datasets to prove that we can run like these interactions in our mobile application. Like for different sizes, we can get like our mobile device will support to perform the model stealing. So basically we have these data sets and the models used in our proposed methodology. So coming to the model stealing approach on mobile devices, as I've told you, like first we'll be going with the generating of the synthetic data sets, where we generate some data sets, like which we use these data, like which we send these data to our mobile application to perform the predictions. And then interacting with the mobile device, nothing but once these synthetic data sets are ready, like we use these data, like we pass the data to the mobile device and perform interactions, nothing but we generate the predictions. So then like with the predictions, nothing but we'll be getting the predicted labels for the data set which we passed. So using these images and the data which we got from our victims model, we train the stolen model and check the accuracy, like whether we are getting good accuracy similar to that of the original model or not. So here in the first step, like for the generating the synthetic data sets, basically we have followed two experiments here, where we can see to the right, like the copycat attacks shows like the model trained from the same problem domain and the stolen predictions, and the model trained from non-problem domain and the stolen predictions. So this is nothing but you can see like these are the two copycat attacks which we have followed. Basically the first one shows the models trained from the same problem domain in the stolen predictions. This is nothing but in our first assumption, like the attacker knows about that like the data which is used to build the machine learning model which is already deployed in the mobile application. So what the attacker does was he basically takes the same data which is the data not used for the training the model. He uses the other data from the same problem domain from the same data set. For example, if we have the MNIST, so the attacker uses the MNIST images and the other images which are not related to the training data, and he sends these images to our mobile application where he can get the stolen predictions of those images using the model. And then he uses these images and the stolen predictions, nothing but the labels, to train the stolen model and finds the accuracy. So here in this case, like we have chosen like 10,000 images for the in this data set, and the other like and so on all the cases, like for the C410 as well as the ImageNet, we have considered these data in order to perform this experiment. The second one was the models trained on from non-problem domain and the stolen predictions. So here this in non-problem domain nothing but consists of completely different images which are not similar to the problem domain. What like it may be some different category of images and different data sets. So the attacker uses these images, and the similar way he sends these images to our mobile application and collects the labels, and then he performs training of the stolen model. So after these task was done, basically at the start itself, like we divide some part of the data in our problem domain to a test data set where we perform a performance evaluation on that particular test data sets, and that test data set is common to all the experiments. So coming now, if you see the experimental results, like after training the stolen model from the synthetic data which the attacker has, and with the stolen predictions. So this is how the MNIST model has, the victim model has 97 to 98% of original accuracy, and after performing the model stealing, the stolen model has an accuracy, if you see the problem domain has a 95%, and the non-problem domain has a 93 to 94%. And similarly, if you see the C410 and the ImageNet, like it is 92% for the original model and 90 to 91 for the PD and 80 to 81 for the NPD. So if you observe, like almost it's near to that of the original model for the problem domain, and it's somewhat less compared to the original model accuracy for the non-problem domain. So this is how for the accuracy like the performance which we have got for the model which we have stolen. So as I've told you, like the PD stands for the problem domain and the NPD stands for the non-problem domain. So this is the performance evaluation which we have tested on our mobile application, like whether to prove like whether these many interactions can be possible in a mobile device or not. Basically, if you see, this is the first for the MNIST dataset, where you can see the figure 2 shows the CPU and the memory usage for performing interactions in PD. Basically, performing interactions is nothing but the attacker generates a synthetic data set. For example, if you have 10,000 images, so this is nothing but these 10,000 images are nothing but the 10,000 interactions which we run on our mobile application and generate the labels for these 10,000 images. So for example, for running these MNIST, like we have considered like 5,000 interactions. It took a short time to generate the labels, and the CPU utilization is around some 10 to 11%, and the memory was 72 to 73 MB, which shows like a model stealing approach for the MNIST dataset it is possible. And if you also see, like for the NPD, for the non-problem domain, basically here we generate the synthetic data set out of the problem domain, like out of the MNIST. So here we have used like the MNIST fashion and the KMNIST images, and you can see like for running the 50,000 interactions, it took some 80 seconds, and the CPU utilization is 12 to 13%, and the memory occupied was 76 to 77 megabytes. So this shows like the CPU utilization rate and the memory consumed in these two figures shows like the model stealing is feasible using the MNIST data set. So similarly, if you observe for the other data set like the C410, we have used some 5,000 interactions for the PD domain, and the other for the non-PD domain, like we took the 50,000 images. So it took 5 minutes there, and 20 minutes for the NPD interactions. So the CP utilization is same, like 13 to 14%, and the 14% for the NPD. So this shows these two graphs even shows like the CPU utilization rate and the memory consumed, proves that the model scaling is feasible in C4 dataset as well. So here in the C4 dataset, like for the NPD interactions, we have chosen the C4 100 images, where we have images up to 100 classes, and we use those images to generate the predictions based on the victims model. So similarly, if you observe the ImageNet dataset, because this is one of the largest dataset which we have, around some millions of data in that 1.2 million data. So from that we have chosen like 100,000 images and we have found the interactions in PD and the non-PD domain, in the non-PD domain. So you can see like it took some 35 to 40 minutes to generate the labels for the problem domain images, and for the non-problem domain we have considered like the ISAC skin cancer images, which are of the same size. And if you see like here, the memory utilization and the CPU rate was somewhat high compared to the other previous models, but this is feasible, running these interactions in a mobile device is feasible, and this confirms that the model scaling is possible for this dataset as well. So these are our results, which we have got for all the data sets, and how is the accuracy for the problem domain and the accuracy for the non-problem domain, and the comparison is made there. So you can see like the model training approach is possible in the mobile device, for the DNN models. So coming to here, the discussion, we have conducted the model scaling attacks based on the different data sets by generating the synthetic data set and running the interactions using the victim models, and then we have trained the stolen model, which is not very expensive and which is feasible, and it takes some less time to run all these. So coming to we have performed these interactions by selecting the synthetic data set and running all those, but there is another way, automating these interactions with any mobile application, where we can develop a mobile application which can where we can upload our victim model application, and directly based on the images which we pass, we'll be getting the predictions there. So automating this process itself is one of the challenging problem, considering the heterogeneity of interactions in different mobile applications. So in our experiments, the interaction was specific for a self-built application which was made by us, nothing but the DNN model application. So we are investigating this problem in our future work to make this running the interactions automatically with any of the mobile application. So coming to the conclusion, in this paper, we have proposed the model scaling approach, and it's feasible on the mobile devices with different image data sets we have used and some of the pre-trained models. So basically the pre-trained models can be used directly, and which reduces our time in building the model, and which can be easily deployed. So we have also used the MobileNet V2 model for the image data set, which is the pre-trained model. And so we have conducted experiments on popular machine learning applications and dataset, and the experimental results were been published here with accuracy, how it varies. So moreover, we have shown that although interactions are required in model in the mobile devices for model stealing, the computational cost of stealing models on mobile devices is small, which compared to the cloud, and deploying these machine learning models in the cloud is in the mobile device is easy compared to the cloud. We hope our work could shed light in further research on predicting how these deep learning models which are deployed on the mobile devices. So we have got a funding from National Science Foundation, and we are thankful to them for supporting for our project. So these are the few references which we have chosen for the previous studies, where the models were deployed on the cloud and other services. So yeah, this is all about our research on performing model scaling on mobile devices. And thank you, thank you everyone.